Hey, what's going on, guys? This is EJ Uno coming back again with some great tech news. This is some great tech news, guys. For all the Android and the Samsung lovers, this video is for you guys. I got some good news. Came across this from my news feed on Google. I think it was on my Samsung. But anyway, so Samsung is coming out. I'm just gonna cut to the chase. You know what I'm saying? Samsung is coming out with a Samsung A13. Now you guys are looking at like, what A13? But it's an A13 5G. Now this one looks like the A32, but it's called A13 5G. Now, like I said, I was cruising by, and usually I'll see phones and I'll be like, this phone's gonna be kind of crappy, like the Moto E that just came out or something like that. That's just terrible. It has more bezels on that phone than ever. I believe it's a Moto E. I really didn't pay no attention to that phone because once I started seeing the specs, I didn't even have to see the specs. Once I started seeing the image of the phone, I was like, this phone's terrible. It's terrible. But anyway, we're not talking about the Motorola. We're talking about the Samsung A13 5G. Now, Samsung dropped this out of nowhere. And this is called the Samsung Galaxy A13 5G. It is said to be the company's most affordable 5G capable headset. So I guess now when I get to the specs, this is going to be a little bit more top notch than the Samsung A32, and we're going to get into that because you're going to see what I mean. So it's saying that supposedly launches at the beginning of next year. And thanks to the on leaks and saying about people who leaked it out, whatever. So they give some images of the phone. The images look just like the A13. To me, they look just like the A13. And I'm going to be posting some pictures up there. And it comes in a black color, and I believe it comes in a pink color right there. And so getting to the specs, this phone has a 6.48 display, which is 6.5 inch display, which is the same size as most of the budget Samsung phones that are out there. Now it gets a little bit down with the screen they got coming out because it's an LCD panel, which I mean, kind of sad that it's not like a super AMOLED display, but you know, that's kind of messed up. But anyway, it's an LCD panel. And it's going to have side-mounted fingerprint. Like I said, it's going to be just like the Samsung A32, but 5G. But you know, it's going to have a little bit. So the display offers a 1080 by 2340. I don't even think the A13 has the A32 has that, but it does have but it's going to have an 1080p by 2440 resolution. And it is going to have a 50 megapixel camera on it. Now, the Samsung A32 has a 48 megapixel. So they took a little top notch up and put this for a 50 megapixel camera. It's going to have a main 5 megapixel ultra wide one and a 2-depth camera sensor. So all the power by the 5,000, and it has a 5,000 milliamp battery, charge over 25 watts of brick. So that's pretty cool right there. Now, that's pretty cool. Now, it is also saying that the memory variants are going to be 4 gigabytes of RAM and 64 gigabytes of internal storage, or you can get 8 gigabytes of RAM and then 128 gigabytes of storage, which is, so like I said, that's really good. Now, I did say the color, it is a color that comes in pink and black. Now I'm looking at it. It has a Samsung Galaxy A32 5G in white, which is pretty cool. Now, you guys are asking, what's the price going to be? Now, they said expected the price is going to be $290 in the US and Canada. It is going to be launched early 2022, so I guess we can expect that in January or February. Now, now when it gets to the color variations, like I was talking about, it says black, white, red, and blue. Okay, with the first two depths in the rumor-based raters. Okay, so it's like telling me like the colors that we're looking at already, basically. So, like I said, guys, this is going to be, like I said, if you got the A32, I wouldn't actually take a big. I wouldn't think about getting this phone. But if you got like an older Samsung phone, or if you broke your phone, I believe, and if you can wait a little bit until January or something like that, or if you're just waiting for another phone, this is going to be the phone for you. The A13. It does look pretty it does show similarity to the Samsung A32 5G, but it does show that it is its own thing. So when you look at it, it kind of looks just like it. It's kind of weird because I figure they probably could have did a little bit something different. I'm not too big of the fan. I'm not a big fan of the camera and like the center camera and coming to that little pointy thing. I'm not a big fan of that. I think that's so like I say like it's so tacky. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't even say it's old school because it's not old school. I would just say it's very tacky. I would have rather them just put the camera to the side of the phone or put it somewhere else. I think that probably would have been a little bit more different than what you're doing, because it's like people are gonna look at the phone, Samsung, and I hope this ain't real. I mean, these seem to be real pictures, but I hope that they're gonna change it around a little bit because people are going to get confused by the A32 5G. Like for instance, you asked, like I didn't mention, but they're saying that it is supposed to come on. Oh my God! I had to open the door for my dog. There you go. I don't know if you guys heard my dog crying, but but anyway, so I don't think I told you guys what carrier that it's going to be on, but it's going to be on the. It said it's AT&T and T-Mobile, so that's what I have read. It didn't say in there what I was reading, but I did look it up, and it did say it was going to be on the It was going to be on T-Mobile and AT&T, which is pretty cool. And if you want more information on this phone, you can always look up GSM Arena. And if anybody's ever looked for specs, ever looking for what the phone is going to have, now I would suggest type in the phone you want and put spec right behind it, SPEC on it, and then go and then search down till you hit GSM Arena. Now they are pretty much on point with things. Now when you might scroll down and it might say not an update, and your phone might get update. They're not good with updating when the phones get update, but they are informant of what the phone, what it comes with, like NFC, storage capacity, all the other stuff and everything when it launched and everything. So you can definitely go check on there. But yeah, so but a message out to Samsung, I'm going to add them and I'm going to hashtag them. I would definitely make this phone a little bit different. If you guys haven't started working on it, I would definitely put the camera in a different spot. I would change something around on the back of the camera, something like that, because when you go into like when you go and you're advertising this phone, a lot of people are going to grab the A32 5G and it's going to be a mishap. So I wouldn't get a phone that looks just like the A32. I would actually change something around a little bit. Now I know the internally it is changed around, but visualizing and seeing it, it's probably gonna throw some people off. So just like just hey, I'm not Samsung, but I'm just a helpful word of advice, because you're gonna get a lot of mix up. People are gonna be opening a lot of wrong Samsung phones. So I would definitely do that. So anyway, so I just want to get that news out. See if you guys like it. Tell me if you did like it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell button. Appreciate you guys tuning in.